Yes, sir, baby. On the Radar Radio, yo, special guest in the building. Domani is here with me. What up, bro?
Man, thank you, man. This is a comfortable couch, too.
Man, thank you for being here.
Thank you.
I'm so excited. I feel like I say this a lot lately, but since New York is kind of opened up and people from out of town get to come here, come back, do press tours, I love it. Because, it's like I don't really get to talk to many out of towners like over the past couple months. So having someone like yourself here is very exciting.
Man, I'm glad to be back out here, man. New York is, well, I really only come out here when I got a lot of work to do, but I end up always having fun. So I love New York.
You also have a lot of friends in New York, you know what I'm saying? Shout out my guy, Nico.
Nico Brown, man, the crazy on the mic.
Yeah, so I'm excited to have you here because, okay, so I got to paint a picture for you real quick because I was listening to the album earlier, right? And I listened to it last night and then again today, but what was special about today is that I was literally driving here and the sun was setting, right? And then Henny and Crystals comes on. And it was like that perfect point where like it's like where the sky is like multi-tone as the sun's
Did you see the moon too?
Huh?
Did you see the moon today?
Yes, I did.
The moon was so crazy looking. It was low and orange and stuff.
Yeah, and it all just kind of, the album just all like hit at that moment. Like, I mean, it hit, but like at that moment, like I caught like the full vibe, and it was beautiful. I loved it.
Thank you, man.
And I love this project.
Thank you, man. That means a lot, man, for real. Because I've been working on this for a while. So just to have people, tell me that they like it just as much as me, that means a lot.
Right. And I want to get into it because you did drop a project last year, and then now we're back again this year with this joint. But I see the evolution of you and kind of how you've been growing as an artist over these past couple of years. So for you with this project, you mentioned you've been working on this for a long time. What does this project, like, I guess, mean to you? Because I could tell that, like, this is a little different than what we've done before. And kind of the feeling of it. Right,
man. I've been I guess I allowed other people to hear a different sound. Like I've been making songs like this, and I don't know, it was just new to the world, but to me and my people, my friends, my family, like, I've been making like this album was my most comfortable, most natural. It's just like I had fun, making this album. Nothing was forced, and yeah, man. So it was like a new sound. I feel like people heard from me, and I guess it was refreshing, and it was refreshing for me too because, now I see that people like the music that I've been making this whole time that I wasn't ready to put out at that time, but yeah, I just feel like I'm just unlocking new corners in this little box.
You were talking about kind of like not feeling forced and all the different, aspects of this project compared to, like, I guess what's been going on in the past. You feel like the project you put out before this, you feel like there were things or maybe outside sources or influences that made it feel forced? Like, I wanted to pick on that.
You said the previous projects?
Yeah, like the previous project. Because you said this project feels like the most true to you.
Yeah.
So
it was just, I just know I want to, sometimes I want to spit, like sometimes I want to really rap, and yeah, sometimes I want to really rap, and sometimes I want to just, chill, relax, hold a note, hit a couple melodies, catch a couple different pockets, and I felt like I had to show people that I could rap first. I had to show people that I could rap, and I could really tell my story and get people to understand me first. And now I'm just really having fun with it and just really getting comfortable and figuring out myself a little bit more, figuring out my voice, figuring out my sounds, different sounds. And just to, like I said, just to see people really just like it just as much as I like it, it's like another confirmation.
Word. So you felt like that there was a point in time where you had to like rap to like quote unquote prove yourself in the game.
Right. So yeah, I felt like that's what cause I was doing freestyles, you know what I mean? And I don't like doing freestyles, but people like freestyles. Like people like to see that, and I guess it shows you that this artist or this rapper, I don't know, could just cook it up in front of you and it's just kind of like raw and uncut or something. But I like to take my time with music and like really tell a story and add instruments and like really build on to it. That's why I don't really like freestyling. But yeah, I felt like I started. I did the swear in the morning. People really liked that, and I said, yeah. I guess I gotta show these people.
I gotta freestyle some more now.
Right. Go ahead and freestyle and start rapping and show these folks I can rap. Now I'm just showing them that I know how to be myself. You know, not saying that rapping wasn't myself. It's just like this is where I'm at right now.
Right.
And I'm confident enough to put it out there.
Right. Because with freestyle, like obviously we do freestyles here on the show. Sometimes like when your brain is moving so fast, right, and you're looking for something to match, to rhyme with, and you might not be telling a full-fledged story, and I get that. You know, like you want to be able to take the time to craft out the melodies, to, like you said, put the instruments in the back and whatnot, and kind of build like a full if a freestyle is like a half a circle, you want that full circle of like having this, and that, and kind of being able to tell a story with the record and not just,
Right. It's like this is how I see it. It's like building a tent and building a house. So, you know what I mean? I'm trying to build a house. You know what I'm saying? The tent cool, you know what I mean? If you're just camping and you just only gonna be here but I'm trying to build a house.
Right.
With the music. So that's how I look at it. But I like freestyling, and I also like seeing people freestyle. I get it. It's entertaining. But, I just really like being creative as possible and just playing with different sounds, different instruments, different, stuff like that.
If you could describe this album in like a few words to someone who hasn't heard it yet, how would you describe it to them?
Musical, melodic, calm, and creative.
Calm is a big one too.
Yeah, and organic.
Right. It feels like also like it's some music that you could really bop to, but also like if you need to like just relax, you know what I'm saying? Like I listen to a lot of drill music being here in New York, right? And that's a high energy, lot of going on. But like when I put this on, I was in my car and I was driving, I was like, like this is a vibe. We chill it, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, man. It's just capturing those vibes, man. I don't know, man. It's just the period that I was in at this time. I was just vibed out, man. I was just catching a bunch of vibes and just catching them on these instrumentals, and now they're out to the world.
Go to your lady's crib, play your place. Feel me?
See what I'm saying? See, yeah.
I caught some bars on the project, which I was so like Henny and Crystals, right? I was talking about that record, and I thought that first of all, I love the name of it too because, and when I was listening to it, I be hearing people talk about crystals all the time, right? And I'm not hip, so I wanted to ask you. So what is the purpose of it? Like what's like, are you into it like that, or was it just for the song? Like,
not necessarily. I'm not as deep as most people probably are, but I just like what makes me feel good. And a lot of crystals and a lot of crystals that I have has been gifts, from people to me, and I don't know, they just make me feel good, and just have people telling me like, this is what this means. This is amethyst. This is rose quartz, etc. This is selenite. You know what I mean? Just having people just telling me, this gonna attract this is gonna purify this is gonna keep this negative energy from you. I don't remember specific stuff, but it's just, I know it made me feel good, and knowing that, these people gave me these things with good intentions, and it makes me feel good, and that's what I feel like I'm gonna go with. I don't like getting too specific with stuff, you know what I mean? Because, right, yeah. People human. A lot of times people misinterpret things or actually purposely lie. So I just go with what makes me feel good.
Well, you also did talk about like trading crystals on the record too. Like I did catch that too. So like I see the gift giving aspect of it as well.
Exactly, man. A lot of this stuff that I'm wearing, man, people just gave me, and it's been attracting a lot of good energy. So I just keep wearing it. And
then the Henny's just for good vibes.
Okay, so
sad vibes, depending on whatever bag you in, it could go either way.
Right. So that song was just about me describing a girl that knows how to have fun, but at the same time still is conscious, still knows herself, still is aware.
Right.
I mean, just that's all it was. Just a girl that's aware, conscious, smart, at the same time still knows how to have fun.
Right.
That's what the Henny represents. The Henny represents the fun. The crystals and the weed represents just
the weed.
Well, the weed is fun too.
Yeah, weed is fun. Yeah, weed is fun.
The crystals represents being conscious, being aware, and just knowing herself.
Right. So that's kind of everything you look for in like the ladies. Someone who got fun, but also someone who can know themselves.
And just someone who's a good person.
Right.
You know,
you got to be a good person at the end of the day.
Got to be a good person, man. That sums up everything.
And I feel like in the industry, it'd be hard because you never know people's true intentions when, you know, when one being an artist out here and kind of navigating through those being a young artist out here and navigating through those waters, you never know like if someone's intentions are pure, or someone's intentions are, they might seem pure, but at the end of the day, it's like they have that hidden agenda could always be in the background.
Right. Yeah, a lot of people good actors, man. They don't even get paid for it. You know, they just good actors, good actresses. But it's gonna be like that. It's gonna be some of that, and that's just how life is. You just gotta just trust yourself to be aware enough to, know how to maneuver around those people, those energies.
Right. Do you feel like you've done a good job so far, kind of going around those energies?
I feel like so far, yes. I'm definitely getting better. I'm getting better, and I'm figuring out more as I go. But yeah, definitely growth. You know, I mean, I could see the growth. I could see where it went from this to this. Yeah, I see the growth. You
know, I saw this skit that you posted on Twitter. I think it was for your Talk About It single. You did you were a therapist.
Yeah.
And I was like, and I kind of loved it. I was like, you know what? Like, even kind of sitting on this couch, right, and talking to you, like, you give like those calm vibes that I feel like someone, like a therapist, needs to give when they talking to somebody.
Man, I was in school. People used to call me Dr. Phil, man, because they used to come to me and talk to me about their problems, and I used to just say some stuff that they thought was so deep and so helpful. And they'd be like, Dr. Phil, just go to Domani's office. I'm like, yeah. So, yeah.
Did you think it was helpful? They thought it was helpful. Did you think it was helpful advice? Because the way you said that.
I mean, I'm saying they thought it was so deep. I thought it was common sense. You know, if you say Sydney don't like you, why would you involve yourself around her?
Right.
And they just thought that was an explosion. But yeah, man. I like talking to people. I actually learned a lot from people coming to me and asking me questions. Because when they ask me questions, I actually ask them to myself, and I try to give myself an honest answer as well before I say anything. So yeah, that's why I like talking to people. Right,
because then you also you learn those things. Like you're telling this person, yo, don't mess with this person because of X, Y, and Z. And you're like, you know what? Maybe I should use this in my own life too. Like, you know what I'm saying? Because sometimes I think we forget to give ourselves, we dish out the advice or we dish out the knowledge, but we don't always take it ourselves.
Exactly.
Whatever situation.
So saying it out loud to someone else could kind of also remind you to take that same advice, in my opinion.
Right. So with the project, what I wanted to ask too is like how, when you go about, because I feel with the project you put out, you've always had like this really healthy balance of like yourself, and then the features have been complementary to you. You know what I'm saying? Like, like it's a good balance, when a lot of times these days we get into the habits and or at least things that you see in the industry of like the features be like, all right, there's a lot of features on this album, and it's more like, it feels more like so-and-so and friends versus just the artist. So with you, how do you kind of craft like who you want to be on the album and kind of have that nice balance where it's, you know, it's still your project at the end of the day and they're all the complementary to it?
Man, I work with people that I like to work with. And that's it, man. I just run into dope artists. Just good people. A lot of these, really, all of these features just happen so naturally and organic. Well, I was one young lady named Ari. She's on 2 songs, I believe. She's a background singer on 2 songs. I met her through helping someone in a car accident.
Whoa.
So I pulled over helping someone, out of a car accident, and she also pulled over and was helping too. And we was helping the young lady. And afterwards, it was cold outside, and afterwards, we was sitting in the car in the heat, and she was like, since it's all over, the lady was in the ambulance, and she was gone, and she was being taken care of. She was like, I do music. And I was like, oh, I was just headed to the studio, just let me hear some music.
Okay.
And she pulled up, and she turned out to be a very dope singer and is just a good person. And we just made music, and she's on the album. Like, a lot of features happened like that. Like,
Really?
nothing was forced. It's just good vibes and just talented people.
Right. And I like the D-Smoke one. I wanted to ask how that one came about too, if you don't mind.
Yeah. So he was on the rap show Rhythm and Flow.
Yep.
Boom. So he was on that, and he won. And Pops this was before it had came out. My pops told me that he won. He introduced me, and we was in the studio, and I just seen this man just cook up this crazy verse right in front of me in like the matter of minutes.
Yeah.
And this man played the keys, and he's speaking Spanish. I'm like, yeah, he's
the one.
right. You someone I want to know. You know what I'm saying? I want. Anyway, that's how we exchange information. We've been cool ever since. And then I had this song, I Know It's Real, and I only had the hooks and the verse. I just knew that he would just give it exactly what it needed.
He would kill it.
And he just did it. He knocked it out. No hesitation. Like, quick too.
Right.
So,
and I love too that he is out here like that. He's working with people, because like I think of like shows like, I guess, like The Voice, and I'm like, I don't know who wins and what happens to them. So when I see like, but in a hip hop sense, I think it's amazing that like
you actually see him. Like,
exactly, because when you see the singers, like some of them actually go on to be pretty big, but like I feel like most of the time, maybe I'm just not in tune with that world as much, that
a lot of them disappear.
They just disappear. So for a rapper to win, like the show, obviously it's a hip hop show, but for him to actually go on and do all this stuff is incredible. Because I guess my biggest fear with the hip hop show would be like, oh, maybe he might get lost in the sauce. But no, he's out here, he's killing it, and he's amazing.
Right, he just moved like he just been here before, and he done everything before, even if he hasn't.
Right,
like he just moves like, it's just everything just comes natural. And he's a dope artist.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. And I wanted to ask you, with finding your own sound, right? Because obviously the sound that you have is different from, you mentioned your pops and your folks. Like, your sound is obviously different from that. How did you kind of find your own sound growing up? Like, how did you kind of get to where we are now?
I had to get out the house, man. Just surround myself around other artists that just wanted to just had the same goals, just love doing music, was just ready to just learn about music and learn how to grow and just, be creative musically. And I just surround myself around that energy, and then meeting different producers, giving me different beats, allowing me to try out different sounds, you know what I mean? Because I feel like a lot of times the beats kind of trap you too. So if you get you some different producers and get you some different beats and different sounds like that, I feel like it could unlock different stuff. And I was able to figure out a lot of stuff sooner because, I was just around those people, just producers, artists, and we were just all learning from each other. I feel like that's what helped me learn or find my sound, or just, even if it wasn't my sound, just get comfortable with trying new things to find my sound eventually.
Right.
I think that's what it started off with.
Yeah, I think, when I talk to a lot of these New York artists, I'd be telling them the same thing. I'm like, get out of New York, go somewhere else, catch a vibe, go. If you got to go to Cali, go to Atlanta, go kind of see like what else is out there. There's more than just, one sound that you could do, and you never know until you actually go out there and link with that one producer who could completely change your outlook on music.
Exactly, man. Music is supposed to be a collaborative effort. Music is supposed to be dope minds just collaborate. Building off of each other. Music's supposed to be fun, man. Music's supposed to be, it's just like art, just painting. I see these dope paintings in here.
Right.
Yeah. Music is just like, if another artist come in here and say, you know what, I see something like this, boom, why don't you try this? That's what music is,
Yeah.
So I feel like once I got around that energy and around these people, I was just, I got more comfortable with trying new things.
Right. The sound that you were looking for, just, boom, it just came to you.
Yeah, man. I feel like, that helped.
What do you feel like has been like the biggest lesson you've learned you know, since you've been putting out music, since you've kind of been on this journey, even maybe with this album?
Biggest lesson, I would say, okay, so, you know, being an up and coming artist, I mean, figuring it out, we wanna ask, or at least me, I wanna ask as many questions as possible. Figure out, I mean, if certain people like these songs or like this idea or, you know what I mean, like this vision, I've learned that it doesn't matter as much as we thought it mattered. You know, you just put your music out, and as long as you're just being yourself and you just open to just keep learning, keep growing, and always challenging yourself, you're headed in the right direction.
Right.
Yeah. So even if you can't get in front of these people and play them, I mean, your music, or you do play it and they say, I mean, oh, I think you should do this, or I don't like this. It doesn't really matter as much as we think. You know, listen to them, of course, because they're in their they're in that position for a reason. They obviously doing something right, but it's not everything that I feel like we think it is. Their opinion.
Yeah. So
yeah, that's what I would say.
You were talking about like as an up and coming artist. I also saw that the project made like the top 10 US album on the Billboard. Congratulations.
Thank you, man.
Congratulations.
Thank you, sir.
What do those accolades kind of mean to you? Or what does that one, maybe that one specifically, what does that one kind of mean to you when you saw it?
It shows me how important my team is, because my team really been behind me, just pushing me, and just really get me where I need to be, like on the right platforms. And I feel like that's exactly what I needed, you know, because a lot of people have the music, but it's about how you package it and present it to people. If no one knows you have this good music, then what are you expecting to do? Yeah. So I feel like, you know, it just shows me how important my team is, how important a plan is. Some stuff is not planned and it's turned out great, but try to have a plan, you know, try to have a vision. That's what that showed me.
Right. We were talking about, you know, with the artists before you, we were actually talking about the importance of having a team and building a team, because he didn't have a team right now. And I'm like, yo, having the team is the most important part, because having a team is literally going to change the way that you work. You know what I'm saying? The weight will be lifted off your shoulders. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like when I started doing this here, my guy Rob on the cameras in the back, salute. Right. You know, he helped make my life a lot easier with the recordings of these interviews and the freestyles and whatnot. And it changes. It really does change how everything works for you, you know what I'm saying, as an artist.
Exactly. I feel like you can't get nothing done without a team, man. I feel like you can't get a thing done. Yeah. You trying to do it all by yourself, you gonna drive yourself crazy. You know, you need to find your team. You need to get out here in front of people, talk to people, start conversations, start asking questions, and figure out how you gonna get someone to believe in you just as much as you believe in yourself. Or get someone to believe in you for times when you don't believe in yourself, so they could remind you why you're doing what you're doing, or show you how to do what you're doing a little bit better. So the team is everything. I feel like the team is the engine. The artist is the way the car looks. So,
I like that. Yeah. I've never heard that comparison before.
Yeah, the team is the engine.
What do you feel like is what's next for you after this project? You know what I'm saying? I know this project's fresh out, but what are you looking towards next? What's kind of going on? Whether it be with the music or outside the music?
Yeah, man, I'm just living. Definitely just living. You know, I'm trying to close on a house, man. I'm trying.
Oh, congratulations!
I'm trying to get me a little house. You know what I mean? Just duck off for a minute, live a little, and figure out what I'm gonna do next. That's a great question, man. I don't even really think about stuff like that. I feel like it just comes natural. But that's what I'm on right now. I'm looking at investments, you know, property, just stuff like that, other revenues, other
things outside
sources
of music.
of income. Yeah.
Buying some properties, rental properties, all that good stuff. You know, that's where it's at right now.
Exactly. It just give me a little bit more space so I could think. You know what I mean? So I could try other stuff, get back doing stuff that I was doing as a kid when I was, you know what I mean? Just doing a bunch of little crafty, creative stuff.
Getting to enjoy life a little bit after putting X amount of hours into the album, which I'm sure was very stressful for some time. Now you can kind of just let that breeze and maybe perform a little bit too.
Exactly. That's what it is. Yeah, performing, touring. Definitely looking forward to getting out here and in these venues and out in front of these people. But yeah, I'm finna be on tour with D Smoke. I'm finna be on tour with D Smoke actually very shortly. I think November and December we will be on the road.
That's exciting.
Yeah.
How many cities?
I think it's I don't know, but we're gonna be on there like 2 months. 2 months.
Damn.
So
okay,
like
so it's quite
50,
a long
maybe
time.
Maybe 50 cities or something like that.
Nice.
Yeah.
That's gonna be fun.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah.
I got to catch that New York. Are y'all coming to New York?
We're coming to New York.
Okay.
We're coming to New York.
You know, I don't know these days with the COVID regulations. Some people don't want to do shows in New York. I gotta ask. I don't know. Some tours just don't become New York.
We coming to New York.
Okay, good. As long as y'all coming to New York, and I also see the merch that you got for the project. Let the people know where they can get that, because honestly, I was on the Twitter and I think you posted some pictures of it. I was like, oh, this is fire.
Thank you, man. Yeah, this is the Skydive, man. The fall collection is coming soon. Right now, I got T-shirts and socks available. This is just the Skydive merch. It's I got the tie-dye Skydive shirt. That's a tongue twister. The Skydive tie-dye shirt sold out in like a day on a private link. But now it's back up. Nice. So, you know, everybody get your merch. But yeah, that's just what this is, man. I'm ready for this next collection to come out though. It's finna be crazy.
Winter collection?
Yes.
Dope.
Got different hoodies, man. Bleached tie-dye looking hoodies. Yeah.
Well, this is all very exciting. I'm very excited for the tour when y'all come to New York. I'm very excited to see you live and in action.
Yeah, man. I love performing, man. I feel like I'm 100% myself on stage. You know, like, well, on stage and in the studio. But sometimes you have people in the studio where you feel like you can't really be 100% yourself.
Right.
But on stage, it don't matter who there, who's on stage, who in the crowd. I feel like I'm 100% myself. When that music is playing, I'm 100% myself.
Well, looking forward to checking in back with you when you come back to New York.
Yes, sir.
Make sure y'all go get the merch. Album out now.
Right.
Anything else that the people got to know before we sign off here for the day?
Be safe. Stop taking stuff Be safe. Stop taking stuff so personal. I don't know what made me think of that, but stop taking stuff so personal. 9 times out of 10 is people got their own problems and it's not you. So yeah, man, stop taking stuff so personal. Get out here, talk to people, figure something out that you didn't know yesterday, and thank you for watching.
Boom. There you have it. Oh, let the people know they can follow you up real quick too.
Boom. You can follow me on all social media platforms at Domani, DOMANI. And on all those platforms, it should be like a link in my bio where you could check out the album and the merch, etc. Yeah, the album's called Skydive. I'm Domani. Thank you.
Go tap in.
Yes.
Domani on the radar, baby. Until next time. Appreciate you.
Thank you, bro.